Good morning. Good evening. Good morning, guys. So, hi, Sagar. Hope you joined, right? Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you, Mish. We'll start in 2 minutes, guys.
But then if you have any questions, meanwhile, we can discuss. Yeah. We'll start session in 2 minutes.
Okay. Anyone joining for first time today?
Yeah, I'm joining for the first time today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we go
I'm
through.
also joining first day today. It's my first day.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Do you guys get a chance to go through the previous 2 class recordings?
No, I will let. I will go. I need to go through.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Fine.
Yesterday, what? I mean, demo or how it last
Yeah,
2 days.
I'll be explaining. We'll have a quick recap and then we'll get started. No worries.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Let me share my screen.
Okay. I'm muted.
Back to here. Okay. Let's have a quick recap what we did so far in 2 days. The first day, when we got started, we saw something called as what is data engineering, why data engineering is a backbone for our data analyst, data scientist, or AI engineers, how data engineers are the one who bring a clean data for these people, and based on that clean data, your other projects are working. And then we saw also how AI, we can make use of AI to build our pipelines nowadays inside our data engineering projects. I also saw how our AI will not affect a data engineers because it's a backbone for any of the projects. If you don't have any clean data and if you're going to mess a clean data, your whole project will be affected. Okay, we had the detailed explanation in our first class, and also we saw our roadmap that we are going to learn for our next 100 days, or let's say next 150 to 180 hours. What all tools and tech stack we are going and learning, we saw that, and which all tools and tech stack that are there in demand in correct markets or job market. We saw those things. And then we came back once we understood a high level on something called as data engineering and why we use cloud. We came back yesterday and we saw on the day 2, that is introduction to our SQL. Now we got started with SQL. We understood why we need a database. Now using database, how we can manage our data. What is SQL and why SQL is mainly used to communicate with respect to database. And what are these components inside database? That is something called as schema, tables, and under tables, how our columns and rows are defined. Rows are defined. Apart from that, we also saw types of database. That is, one is relational, another is NoSQL. So we had a brief idea on top of this, and then we went and created our first database inside our MySQL. So far, it's been just an introduction to your SQL. Today, we'll be deep diving into our MySQL and we'll see how to create a different object inside our MySQL. And then once we have that hands-on, we'll get started and we'll be doing some advanced topic. This is a quick recap which we had for our last 2 classes. If anyone is new and missed the first 2 classes, the videos has been uploaded in our KSR Datavision YouTube channel also, or else it's been uploaded in our LMS portal. You can directly go and access those things and go through those videos. I'll be showing at end of today's class what will be our detailed syllabus and how you can access our LMS portal and how we can see all those information. I'll be showing at the end of today's class. Till now, are we good? You guys have any doubts? Please let me know, or else we can get started with today's class. Are we good? Okay, fine. Now, before getting started, okay, before coming back to our something called as creation of different objects inside our database, I want to ask you guys 2 things. One is, what do you mean by transaction? Second, what do you understand by analytics? Anyone want to try? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Sagar.
Okay.
Transaction is something that if you are changing, like insert, update, delete. I mean, if you are buying
Well, let's
anything,
go. No, let's not go with SQL. Just in a generic way.
yeah, if you are buying something, the transaction will have a one record of transaction, right? Or if you are returning something, those sort of things. Analytics is something where you just analyze the data, where you are not giving any, inserting something, just taking the details whatever we have and then analyzing that, like how much business has happened, what is this full year transaction, something like that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's take a simple example. We all do budgeting every month. Every month we do budgeting. For example, we have, let's say we have a salary. We're getting 1 lakh rupees. Let's say 1 lakh rupees we are getting as our salary. Inside that particular salary, we say at end of our month, we'll come back, or at start of our month, and it can be anything. Okay, we'll say, okay, 15K for rent I used, 20K I used for grocery, I use 35K for my other EMIs. Okay, I went for trip, lost my 10K here. I had some emergency, I used 10K. How much happened? 20, 20, 40, 40, 40, 80K. Now I did 20K as an investment. Now you go and you analyze and you see, okay, my target for this month was to do 30K as an investment. What I did all, now there was some issues. Okay, I went, there was, okay, emergency was there. Due to this particular emergency, I lost this. If I could not, if would have taken care of these certain things, this particular emergency would have not come. We will do all this analysis based on our bank statements. How can you analysis? How do you analyze your spend details and all? Can you take a bank statement where you have spent? Yes or no? Are you guys following?
Yes.
Okay. But once you spend anything, we are using UPIs now every day, everywhere. Everything is digitalized and we are using our UPIs transactions. I'll go and drink a coffee, I'll pay 20 rupees. I go and buy a tablet for 2 rupees, I'll use UPI. I go and buy a chocolate for 5 rupees, I use a UPI. Each and every transaction which we do nowadays is UPI. And as soon as I do the transaction, for example, I have a 10,000 rupees in my bank account and I spend 500 rupees, you'll get a pop-up from your bank saying that what? 9,500 rupees is your balance. You need a amount. You go and ask your friend. Okay, you need. Can you please send me 4K? There is some. I have some requirement or anything. As soon as he sends, you using something UPI or you can use some phone pay or any of the applications. As soon as he sends to your account, you will receive a pop-up saying 4K is added and your balance is 15,000, 13,500. Now, these kind of transactions, whatever you are going to see, is happening with respect to. Now, how we are able to see is inside your SQL, there is something called as two types of databases apart from your inside your relational databases. One is OLTP, another is OLAP. Now, what does this mean by OLTP is nothing but anything you are doing with respect to transactions. Now, each time you're doing certain transaction like you're purchasing in the sense like you're losing amount, you are spending amount, that is what? You're negative. You are getting some amount positive. You're doing certain transactions and keep on updating your bank. It might be insert, it might be update, anything can happen, or you can also delete few of the things. For example, you have ordered something inside your Amazon and you thought that this particular order is not required. I'm getting better offer in some other application. I'll just go and cancel my order. Then that particular order should be cancelled and deleted from my transaction list. I can go and delete. So all these kind of operation on the go which you do, those things will be keeping under something called as a database as OLTP. Now, I have all my data, each and every data. I'm keeping that particular data. For example, I have my bank statement of this particular past 3 months and I'll go and analyze my spends on what I have spent and what are my credits, what all the things I have mainly used. For example, grocery, how much I spent, for EMI, how much I spent, for my car loan, if there is how much I spent, if there are any medical emergency, how much I spent, rent, how much I have spent. Each and everything you can go and analyze only when you have that all particular data at one place. Those kind of databases are called, which are mainly meant for your analytical purpose, are called as OLAP system. That being said, Let's come back. There are two different types of databases. One is called as OLTP, which you mean by online transaction processing. Another you mean by OLAP, online analytical processing. Okay. Now these are the different types of databases that is doing your online transaction or online analytical. Now any of your banking system which you go on the go, you are doing all the transactions, they will be always using with respect to OLTP systems. Now, once you do that, now they need to come up with something called as who have better credit score, who we can go and target, who are paying their EMIs on the correct way, who are doing all those things they want to analyze. They will be analyzing from something called as once they move this particular. Now you have this OLTP systems. What a company will be doing, since this particular system will be having always insert, update, delete operations, you cannot go and analyze those data, because as soon as you go and try to analyze, one more transaction might come into the picture and that particular analyze might get affected. So what usually companies will be doing is, let me go back to any of the slide which is simple. All have been okay. I don't have any slide. Let me come back here only. I'll use here this particular slide only. Come back here. The companies will be doing is any transaction that is happening on the go, they will first keep all the transactions onto something called as OLTP system, which is well organized for your day-to-day transactions, and they will be creating one ETL or ELT pipelines. Now, what is this ETL, ELT pipelines? We'll be seeing in the coming days, but you can understand that they have migrated this particular code from OLTP to OLAP systems. Let's say for every 3 months, this particular system is up to date, and after 3 months, there will be 3 months data, historical information they will be moving, and they will be keeping all the information for past whatever 10 years, 20 years of data they will be keeping here. And on top of that, they will be doing analysis. Whereas here, everything it will be updated to run their day-to-day activities, to have that banking information, banking transaction, to have that on inside Amazon, if you want to have that any tracking of your orders, any processing of those orders, all those day-to-day activity transaction that should happen, then they will connect with something called as a OLTP system, where we cannot go and do direct analysis of data. Okay. Now, how your, as I said, how your OLTP system works is, we'll take a two-person. He is doing something. He has 6,000 and 1,500. He sends 2,000 rupees for person B. That person gets deducted, and that is been added to your next person. These kind of things will happen in your banking ATM transaction. It can be your ticketing system. You can purchase anything from online. You're doing book my show. Any day-to-day activities you are doing, those are happening with respect to your OLTP system. And I'll give an example. Anyone who uses your Instagram? Who don't use Instagram? Everyone is using Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to learn data engineering. You go and search best institute in data engineering inside the Google. Okay. Then you say this particular Google will give all the results, and it will show like Delhi, Pune, Hyderabad, these all institute it will start giving. And you say, no, no, no. I want best institute for data engineering inside Bangalore or near Bangalore or particular place you go and search. you search for first day, and you saw something called as KSR Datavision. They are offering the best courses for your data related jobs. Any data related jobs, we provide a best coaching. You have a lot of reviews, you will see everything. Okay, they're giving, okay, and all you will see, okay, fine. You analyze this, then you say, okay, I got few work, I'll go back, we'll see later. Then at end of that particular day, you go and again search how can I be a good data engineer? Anything in your Google, you're going and searching, and you see that, okay, I got this particular roadmap. You saw, okay, KSR has given a particular roadmap for our data engineer. You click on that, you come back to your YouTube channel, you see that particular video for 5 to 10 minutes, and you say, okay, this is 45 plus minutes of video. I have some work, I'll come back and I'll see next day. Come back third day, and you see this, and what you do, hey, this is 40 minutes of video, who will see? Who will attend this 100 days of class? Who will work this much? I don't want to do this. I'll just go and watch a Netflix, and I'll watch a movie. Then you see, okay, Netflix is bored. I'll go and I'll open my Instagram account. I'll keep scrolling. And in middle, you'll start seeing the ads of KSR saying we are getting started with a new batch on 18th of August. Anyone have seen ads of KSR inside Instagram? Anyone? No? No? Anyone from Instagram who came to know about KSR?
Oh, yes, Sabu.
I'm not able to hear you.
Yes, I have seen ads in Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
How we will come to know that you are searching for KSR data engineer? How we are targeting you? Did you guys ever think about that?
Like maybe I'm searching for learning the courses.
Mhm.
I have entered that my data in like websites like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone? Okay.
Based on searching keywords.
Okay. Okay. Now, what we are doing is you have not logged into our website. You have not logged into we don't have any of we might be having your information about your phone number. How we will know your Instagram ID? We will take any Instagram ID while you are logging to your website. We'll ask that.
No.
What we are doing is we are going to Google, or since Instagram is a parent company of Facebook or Meta, we are going there and we are saying, okay, Instagram or Google, take 10K, and if anyone is searching for our institute or any ads, please go and give this particular information that we are going to start a new batch, and so that if they have any issues, if you have any doubts, so they can reach out to us. In that way, we want to increase our business. For that, Google will charge us some amount. Since you are searching in Google, Google have each and every browse history, each and every information about yourself. It will be keeping in something called as OLAP system in the backend. And you will search based on the amount we have paid to Google. They have written their particular algorithms in the backend. That particular algorithm will target few things because they have your each and every information. Whatever you keep inside internet, you're logged in inside your internet, your information is there inside internet. Google has tied up with Meta also. All those things are running ads. In this way, Google is able to earn money. And in the way also, we are able to communicate our batches for you. And that can happen only because Google has analyzed the particular data, what you are doing, what you want, and based on your requirement, Google is giving ads on top of that, and using that particular ads, you are coming to know about more classes or any other information of KSR, and you'll reach out to KSR. And even with respect to that, even though we don't have information about you, but we took help of Google or any other company where we are running ads, making use of their OLAP system, and then we are increasing our business. Now, any doubt how OLAP system works? Are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is with respect to Google. You can check the same thing with respect to Amazon as well. If you go and search any particular orders and you go and say, okay, first day you're buying any phone, you see there is something called the 90,000 for that particular price. You go search, read the reviews, everything you do, and you say, okay, I don't want 90K, who will spend this much amount? Again, next day you'll feel, I want to take a phone here. I'm using this old phone from past 5 years. I need something more advanced phone. I'll come back, I'll search this particular phone again. It shows again 90K. Array 90K is so much. I can't buy it now. You come back. Third day also you do same. Fourth day also you do the same. And the fifth day, when you come back to Amazon, they will give you offer 99,999. Is this a bigger amount or this is a bigger amount? Which is a bigger amount between these two?
Almost both are same.
80,000.
80,000? 80,000?
Yes. It's almost same, but yeah.
Okay. Others? If the same amount was given 8,001 rupees and you're getting from 99,999, which price will be attractive for you?
Definitely 79,999.
Is there any difference among this? Is 2 rupees a big difference for you?
No, it's not a much difference.
This way, how you are. Companies are targeting because they want to psychologically target your brain, saying that we are offering much more less. Earlier, they were giving 90,000. Now they analyze, okay, he's coming, he's searching. He have all those information from your OLTP that is been sent to OLAP system. And using that, a particular dashboard, everything is built. On top of your AI models are built. And then what happens? Okay, this particular guy is not using this, he's coming, he's browsing, he's not doing. Maybe he thinks that 80,000 is more. Let's play with his mind and we'll model is written and they will predict. The models are what they will written in data science is this model. If I change my amount from 79,999, how a customer can react. On top of that, they have written, based on that, they come up with a price and they give the best offer for today is 79,999, and immediately you go and purchase because you are browsing that from past 4-5 months, and you know that you want to buy that product, even though it is only 2 rupees less. This particular price might have been come before that. For 2-3 days, you feel this is more and this is less, and then you go and buy. So for your any business to grow, any business to analyze, we need something called as OLAP system. To run your day-to-day activities, we need something called as OLTP system. And that being said, what can this particular OLTP and OLAP system handle? And it can handle only a large number of small transactions where you cannot go and write particular complex query, because here your table will be something called as denormalized form, where you will be keeping that particular table into a different data or different tables, where you will be maintaining something called as Sorry, here it will be something called as a normalized form, not denormalized form. My bad. I'll explain what is normalized and denormalized, where you'll divide a different tables and you link that particular table for your best something called as insertion of updation or deletion of data, where here you will be doing much of the analysis part, where you will be writing complex query, you will be writing all SQL queries to analyze that particular data. Here, response time will be less because data is less, and since we are moving the data, we are archiving data from OLTP system to OLAP system, where we are just to run our day-to-day activities. Your response time will be quick because as soon as you buy something, you need that response. If you want to see as soon as any amount is credited to your account, if that information is taking 2 hours to display, you'll feel restlessness. So that response should be very quick. So that's the reason response will be quick. But here, since the data will be huge, you have moved 10 years, 20 years of data and you're processing. So that's the reason your response time will be also more. But the main operation is something called as business here for your something decision support, discovery, insight, or prediction, AI models, whatever you want to do, you do on top of that OLAP system. Are you good with OLTP and OLAP? Are you good with this?
Yeah, yes, Sagar.
Okay. Now, I said something about normalized and denormalized form. Okay. Let me come back to MySQL. Did you guys install MySQL?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, that's good. Let's come back. Oh, let me remove all this since we have had. Okay, no, we don't need this for today. Okay, we'll come back. I'll make use of ChatGPT. I'll ask ChatGPT. We'll be learning in a smart way. Now we have, since AI integrated everything. Now to learn each and everything, even SQL will be learning in a smart way. I'll say, give me a table for denormalized data having order ID, comma, customer email, comma, product ID, okay, product name, company, let's say price, I'll say quantity, then I'll say order date, have duplicate entries also, okay, entry, if any, change in data, give 4 records. I used AI and it is creating a data for me. It has given a particular data. It's a denormalized form. Let me copy this, come back to my Excel. I'll open an Excel file and I'll paste it here. One thing, I'll paste it here. Okay, we have this particular data here. Okay, we have this particular information. If you see here, let me put in a something called as table. Let me copy this. I want to show in the middle. I'll keep it here, and we have this particular table, and let me make it as table with thick. Okay, this is your table. Whenever you go and create any of the database, for example, let me go with the object, insert object. I'll come here, shapes. Let me take one object and let me move this back. Fill, No fill. Okay. I have this particular database here. Under my database, I have information about my table. I've created my table. This table, let's say orders. Orders are my table, and I have this particular table. Now, if I have tables like this, understand you have one record that is 101, this particular customer information. Rajesh is there. He has bought this information, and later he changed from this email ID to this email ID. If I keep the data like this, if you keep on going on increasing, next you will come and change from Rajesh Kumar to again Rajesh email. How many records he had to if I go and update my record, how many records I need to update? 2 records. I need to go and update 2 records. If I change another from Rajesh Kumar email ID to again to some other rajeshk@gmail.com. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. If I need to delete one particular record, I need to go and I'm using something called as 101 and I want to delete. There are 3 more Rajesh account and that will be deleted. And all this kind of operation, whatever you see is something called as a denormalized form, and you'll be not able to do your insert, update, and delete operation. So what I'll be doing in my OLTP systems are, I'll create this into a normalized form. So I'll say create above as normalized form and remove redundancy. Okay. Now it has created few information. Okay. It created one table. It created one table as what? Customer. Let me come here. It created a table called customer. Now it created a table called as products. Now next is something called as orders. It created one table for that. And then last but not least, another order items table. Now what I'm doing here is I'm dividing my table into a small tables because now I'm storing one record. There is a storage increase here happening. For now, there is only 2 records. Imagine there is something called as you have 2 millions of records, 10 millions of records, and each and every person is going and updating. For each record, I need to go and update everything. I need to insert each every time I need to do. Your computation power will increase, and also what? Your storage power will increase. Instead of that, what I'll do, I'll create into a small tables like this, where I'll normalize my data into my OLTP system. Now for my insert, update, and delete operation, instead of going and doing the for a whole table, I'll come and I'll do it. I'll go and say if Rajesh changed to something called as Rajesh K, I'll come and I'll come to this particular table and I'll go and say update this particular table where CO2 is nothing but ID for this particular Rajesh. Will update here, and that once particular here updated here, each and everywhere where this CO2 is linked, I can write a join, I can link to multiple tables, and I can see those information. So your insert, update, and delete operation will work smooth when you have a data in the form of normalized form inside your OLAP. But if a same system I had in my OLAP system and I want to analyze this data, will this be easy or this will be easy to analyze? Which will be much more easy to read the data to analyze? Will my 4 tables will be easy to read the particular data and analyze in my OLAP system, or if I have only one particular table, I mean all that particular information, whatever the activities Rajesh is doing, I want to analyze that. If that is there in one table, it is much more easy to read. Or if I have 4 tables where I need to join and read, that will be easy to do.
In one table.
One table, right? So that's the reason this kind of structure will be trying to maintain in OLAP system. But this was your earlier process where always your OLAP system would had something called as this denormalized form, but we have come up with something much more optimized tools like Snowflake, Databricks, all other clouds, where we can also build our data model at the end, and we can create certain schema, something called as star schema and Snowflake schema. What are the star schema, Snowflake schema? We'll be seeing in the further classes when we'll come up with something called as data warehouse concept. Using that, we can do a much more optimization reads and all, even inside our Snowflake. But now you need to understand on the high level, anything that you write inside your OLAP system will be something called as denormalized form like this. Whatever you do with respect to OLTP system will be something like this. Are you good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. We'll come back and we'll start coding inside our MySQL. Okay. I have MySQL. Now I want to use my database. I'll say use Amazon underscore DB, and I'll use colon. I'm using this. Now I'm under this particular database. I want to go, and we saw a few commands yesterday. Now first commands, I'll be using something called DDL. What is DDL? Anyone? What is DDL? Data
Definition language.
definition language, where under data definition language we'll be defining something called as structure of a data. So we'll be going and seeing something called as DDL, which is called as create, alter, or drop, which you are working on top of your structure of the data. So these particular commands will come into the picture. Now, earlier for all the batches, we used to go and we used to go and create each and every table. We have to show everything. But from this batch onwards, since these all are so basic, now this is not a day-to-day activity where you go create table, alter table, drop table. This is all not day-to-day activities, but you need to understand the syntax and all. What we'll be doing, we'll make use of ChatGPT, and we need to know effectively how to use ChatGPT to learn our data engineering or any other tool. So I'll say, this is my structure. Create a table for me in MySQL. I use ChatGPT. It is creating something called a table. It is giving some data. I'll copy this. I'll come back to my ChatGPT. Whatever the commands we have is. Now, if you're very new to SQL, I don't recommend you to go and use ChatGPT. At least try, go and write few syntaxes so that you go and have that hands-on. But main important aim should be understanding what this particular syntax is doing. And we need to have that particular understanding. So I said, create table. Now what it said, it went and used something, create table. That is something called as DDL command. It's saying create table products, and it has given ID. It has taken your column name, that is PO product ID, product name, company, price. For now, you remove this, what is primary key and all. We'll come back to that. You see something called as varchar of 10, something called as varchar of 100, and not null. I'll remove this also for now because we don't need this. Now I'll remove this, and it has defined certain things like varchar, decimal. These all things it has defined. What do you mean by this is nothing but whatever the data you are entering under this particular columns. Now this is your table structure. Under that your columns, and whatever data you are adding under that tables, I need to make sure what kind of data I am adding. Those information have been passed using this data types. Now we'll be coming back to, we'll be having detailed class on data types. For now, we just need to understand varchar is nothing but any character which you are going to enter inside our column that has been defined as something varchar, and whatever the length number you are giving, that number is nothing but the number of digits you can enter under this particular column. For example, if you have defined something called as varchar of 10, we can only go and add 10 number of digits. We cannot go 10 number of characters. If you enter more than 10, like 11 or 15, it will throw you an error because you have defined your column name only with respect to 10 characters. Now, decimal is nothing but whatever the data I'm adding under my prices are of something called as decimal. Decimal is where you have 12 rupees 25 paisa, 30 rupees 40 paisa. In the form of where decimal amount we have, that kind of data we are adding. So if once I go, now since I'm using my Amazon DB, I'm under my Amazon DB and I'll go and I'll create my table. Now, once I create my table, if I refresh this, if you come here, there is a table where you can go and see, and these are what columns under this particular table. Nowadays, is foreign key indexes and all. We'll come back and we'll see that in further classes. But now we have created our first table inside our MySQL. Now, I have created my table. Now, I need to insert my data. Now, anything with respect to data manipulation, DML commands come into the picture. What is DML?
Manipulation.
You are manipulating data. So you are saying insert, you are update, you are deleting data. These particular data, whatever you are doing, DML operation, it is also called as DML operations. Those things will come under something called as DML commands. Now, create is a definition. You're defining a structure. So you're saying it is a data definition language. Now, if you go and alter this particular table, now how to alter and all, we'll see in the further classes. I have something called as 4 number of columns. I want to add one more column. I don't want to drop an existing table. I'll go and alter the structure of existing table. Then I'll go and say alter the table. At that time, I'm again changing my definition. So it's also called, comes under something called the data definition language. And we are complete. Now drop is nothing but, as drop says, yesterday we saw something called as drop database, where we can directly go and drop the table or drop any objects permanently. Since you are affecting the structure of the table, again it is coming under data definition language. Now I want to go and insert my data. Again, your ChatGPT has given some code. We'll first take only one data here. And if you see here, it is saying insert into my products. What is saying? Simple plain in English. I'm saying insert into whatever since we are adding the commands, insert into a products table. My columns are product ID, product name, company, price, and what should be my values. PO1, iPhone, Apple, 80,000. Now these particular values are mapped for this to this, this to this, this to this, and this to this. And once I run this particular command, you have inserted a particular record into your table. I want to see that particular data. Your DQL command comes into the picture. Now, what is DQL? DQL is nothing but data query language, where you are just going and bringing the data from your table, that is select star from products. If I go and display what
Since we lost you.
Can you hear me, guys? Okay, give me 2 minutes.
Sagar, I think we lost you.
Hey, give me 2 minutes. I'm changing my place.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Sure. Sorry for that. Just a minute. Okay. Whatever we are doing, where we are just adding our data, we add our data that is inserted. And once we insert that particular data, we need to read that particular data. Then we use something called as DQL command, that is being called as select command inside your MySQL, where we say just select star from my products. Now, what do you mean by this star is nothing but whatever the number of columns you have inside each table, that is particular table, that is your products table, I want it to be displayed. That is nothing but select star from your tables. So far, any doubts? Who is new to SQL? Anyone new to SQL here?
Yeah. No way.
Okay. Okay. Are we good?
SQL, yeah.
Are we good till now?
बराबर है.
Okay. Then I'll just remove this. I'll go and add my particular data. I'm saying insert into my products and values I'm saying, and I'm adding and say a particular value. If you see in the down, whatever the data inserted into our table, that particular value is showing. And if you come and see the data again, you will be able to see that particular data. How it is happening is, if you don't mention the column names or anything, automatically that will be mapped the way you pass your sequence data. Based on that, it is going and inserting. Now, for example, I've defined my structure of price as decimal. I'll go here, and I'll give some value, and any data which you are passing as a character, you have to pass under a quotes. And if you are passing with a numerical value, you can pass directly. But if you're passing anything with respect to character, you're passing under the quotes. And if I go and pass as something called as quotes under this, I'll give some name and I'm passing this. And if I go and run this particular data, it will throw you an error at the down. If you see, saying that incorrect decimal value, because we have defined our structure as decimal, we have to always add the data with respect to decimal only. So I'll go and I'll give back as decimal value. Okay, and I'll be able to run my data. I'm able to insert my data. Okay, now a data has been inserted. You can go and see that particular data. Okay, that's fine. I'll go and remove this particular data, that is third column, and I'll go and insert now. What do you guys think? Will it insert? Should it insert if I remove like that?
No, it will give error.
Okay. Now when I run, it says there is one column mismatch. I'm not able to identify where this particular data should go, because I expect there is 4 columns. You're passing only 3 columns. I want to make sure that I want to insert certain data that is already there. These number of records I want. I don't want to insert this particular apple. I'll remove this and then I'll pass whatever my column names that I need to insert. I need to map that manually, saying that product ID is this, product name is this, price is this, and then I will go and run my data. And if you come and see your data now I will be able to see something called as a new record, but you see something called as null here. Now, what you mean by this null is nothing but null is simply called as nothingness, or you don't know any data, you're not defining any data, it doesn't hold any information. It means this cannot be analyzed, or you don't have any information about this. We are keeping it as something empty. You cannot say null is equivalent to blank. If you keep as blank, it is some character, it is occupying some character, but null is something which you see widely inside your SQL or Snowflake or any other database related applications, which means it doesn't have any meaning. Okay. Now you are able to insert these many records. I want to insert multiple records at one go. Then your ChatGPT has given a code. I'll copy this. I'll come here and I'm inserting my data, product ID, product name, company name, prices. I'll just give a comma and as many as number of records I want to insert, I'll go on, keep on inserting those data. Once I run this, if you come back, if you see the select of that, all data that you inserted, that particular records has come here. And that's so far. Have you got till now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good. Just a minute. Let me see what we can see more. Okay. Now I want to select only my 2 columns. I don't want to see all my data. Then I'll come and I'll give my whatever my column name is there. I'll
A quick
copy
question.
that particular column name. You guys don't copy, go and practice. But for your explanation I'm doing, I say select product ID, product name from my products. This particular table is there. I want to only select this particular column. I'll go and select this and I'll be able to see only those columns. If I want to see each and every columns in my table, I'll use something called as select star. Fine. Now we did what? We read the data, we created a table, we added the data, we saw how to add multiple records, we saw how to something called as read a data, but now I want to go and do something more on top of this. That is nothing but I want to go and update my data. Okay, my data is already there. Now, if you come and see the price of iPhone 15 is 80,000, I want to update that price to something called as 90,000. At that time, we use something called as update. Update is something where you need to understand. So I'll be typing that and I'll be showing you. I'll say update. Now what I need to update? My price I need to update. What value I need to update? 90,000, 9,999. This is my amount I need to update. Sorry, update my table. First, I need to say update my table and set the value of a particular column to 9,999. And if I run this particular command, run this, there is something called as error has been shown from your SQL. I'll copy this, copy response. I'll add this. Now you are seeing, if you see something here, it says you are using a safe SQL mode. You're trying to update a table without something called as where key. That is not a safe mode. So do you want to do this? Now it is throwing an error because your MySQL makes sure that if you are doing something by mistake without any where condition, that should have thrown error. Now what I'm doing, I'm updating my table, but my requirement was what? I needed to update only my iPhone 15, but I did not pass any of my where clause. So it was supposed to, if I have done that, it would have went and updated my each and every record. That's the reason it is giving you an error saying that this is not a safe mode. That is one of the feature of your MySQL. That doesn't mean that each and every application will give the same. No, it's a feature of your MySQL. Now I'll just say where my let me go and use any one of the column, identical column. I'll use product ID equal to, I'll pass my prod, whatever the ID is there, I'll come this, I'll say P01, and I'll pass this, and I'll update that particular record. If you go, till it is saying unsafe mode, okay, it is not at all allowing to update records also. So we have to disable this particular thing. So in SQL to disable, there is set SQL updates. Let me see that. Safe updates. I think SQL safe underscore updates equal to 0. Just go and set this. I'm saying I know whatever I'm doing. I know that you don't go and throw that particular error. I know you can off that particular safe update. If you go and make it as 1, that is positive, it will go and it will not allow you to do any update, delete or anything. I'll say I know what I'm doing. I know I'll go and update this. I'll make it as 0. And then when I come and update my table, 5 rows are affected. If you come back and see your table, 9,999 only for your iPhone 15 has been affected. All other records apart from this has not changed. Come back. Just imagine if I have not written this particular where clause. What would happen? I'm giving this. I'm going and updating this. 7 rows got affected. And if I go and see this particular data, each and every records got affected. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Imagine you're working as a developer in Amazon and big billion day is coming. There is a iPhone. Now the Apple company comes and say, okay, I'm giving an offer for iPhone 13. This is a very old stock. I need to completely finish this particular iPhone 13 because I'm coming with iPhone 17. I need to sell all my stocks. Let's say I want to sell this for 30,000. Go and update it in your database so that it can display in your Amazon Big Billion Day. iPhone 13 has a 30K. He comes, he search a product, he go and see the product table, he go and set a price of 30K, and he's also enjoying. He's working. He want to go back to his hometown. That's the festival phase. He was about to log out. Apple has come and updated to do this. He came and in that hurry, just updated this and he went off. He has taken 2 days leave. The big billion day is in 2 minutes. He did not check that. He went that. You are getting iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 TB for 30K. Will you guys take this? Will you guys buy this particular if Amazon is giving this particular offer?
Yeah.
And if you go and see that particular table, why that particular that 30K has come? Because he forgot to put this particular where clause. His condition was only when the iPhone, something called as product name is iPhone 15 or iPhone 13, only for that product that should be in 30K. But now each and every product which has gone as 30K. And imagine if they are not maintaining only for iPhone one specific table and whole products, whatever that is being sold in big billion day is having in one table, each and every product inside Amazon is being sold for 30K. Who will lose the job?
Developer.
Well, he just updated and he went. It was not his work, right? Just need to update. He'll say there was a glitch. I did correct. It was update. Any comment say like that? So whenever you do something called as update operation, whenever you go and do delete operation inside, now instead of update, let me go and say delete from my product table. They say, okay, my iPhone 13 or iPhone 15 are out of stock. I'm not able to sell anything. Go and delete all these products because out of stock, their products are not there. You will go and delete from a table. He has forgot to put this particular where clause and has deleted, and he went back to Diwali and is celebrating Diwali, Dasra, because he's also celebrating festival. Now who will be affected? We come back and see, is there any data in the table? Is there any data in the table? Now, which is a more costlier operation, deleting or updating?
Update.
Update is a costlier operation?
Delete. Both.
Both? Well,
Yeah.
compared to delete or update, which is more costlier?
Delete.
Why?
Delete.
Why?
Because it
Why
deletes
delete?
all the data from the table and you don't have anything in the table.
Okay. Okay. If you
Update.
delete a data, yeah, go ahead. Delete a data, completely you are removing each and every information, each and every product. At least there were the products that was sold for 30K, they are getting some amount. Now, can they sell anything? Big billion days gone. Now they have to bring all that particular information back to the database. It might take a long time. And whatever they're marketing for past 1 month, 2 months as a big billion days coming, everything is what? Something called has removed. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Now, each and everything, whatever you do with respect to the database has been removed, and that is more affecting the company rather than update. So whenever, whatever time, whenever you're going update, delete, any operation you do, the pro tip for you guys is never go and directly update the data. For example, let me go and insert my data again. I've inserted my data. I have this particular data in my products table. If you see, there is a data. Now I want to update my data with respect to iPhone 13. I'll first come and see. I'll put something called as where I'm filtering my data, and I'll say my product name. I'll copy this. I'll keep it here, and I'll say first I'm going and filtering my iPhone 13. Now, on top of this, once you get all the information about iPhone 13, now I want to go and update this particular value, then take this particular information. I want to delete this particular data, then come and replace this, saying delete from my table, then go and delete. Always check your data first with select statement, whether you're doing a particular select, delete operation, update operation correct or not. Once you see that particular data, go and then delete. Then if you come and see a data has been deleted from your table, that is only one record is affected. So if you come back, you can see that particular data here. Okay, a data was deleted. I want to update my P02 to 70,000. Again, I'll come here. I'll take this particular product name. Now, since I'll come back, I'll put it here. Start from where. I need to put where clause where I'm filtering. My product name is this. Now I want to go and change for this. I'll copy this. I'll come back and I'll paste it here. I'll first select my data. And if you see, I've selected. Now I need to update this particular data. I'll remove my select. I'll go and say update my table. Then I'll say set. And whatever the data you want to set, that is price equal to, let's say, 70,000. I'll go and put a 70,000, and then I'll go and run my update, so that I'll be always making sure that whatever the operation I do will be always intact and I don't affect the actual data. Now it has gone and affected. Are we good?
Yes.
So,
Okay. There. We saw create, we saw alter. Now we did not saw alter. Let's go and see alter. Okay. I want to alter my table. I'll say alter table. Now, while altering my table, I need to add my column. I'll say add column. Alter table. Table name. I need to add a column. I'll say add column. Let's say we have price, this, everything company we have. We'll say discount. Okay. I'll say discount. And I'll give my data type as decimal again. And I'll give as 10, comma. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm altering my existing table and I'm adding one more column. And inside your table, how many records we have? For now, we have something called as 2 records. I'm having 2 records and I'm going and altering my table. This table. Okay. I'm altering my table and I'm saying now I need to add one more column. I say add column discount. I'm running that particular command. 0 rows are affected. And if I come back and I see the particular data, there is particular column that has been created, but we have not added any particular amount. Earlier data, whatever there, that data will keep again intact. Since there is no information, it will come null and null. Now I need to update my table for something called as product. Galaxy 24, I need to give something called as 10,000 discount. I'll go make use of my update and I'll update. And I can do that things. And whenever I go and insert next information, I'll be passing my information with respect to discount also. In this way, we create a table, we alter a table. Now I want to drop my completely my table. I'll go and use something called as drop table, or else since we need this, let me drop table, and I'll give my table name, whichever table name I need to pass. I'll go and I'll run this particular table. Now the whole table is been removed from your database and you have removed the structure of your table. So we saw today DDL operation where we are creating our table, we are altering our table, we are dropping our table, and we saw something called as DML operation where we are inserting our record, we are updating our record, we are deleting our record. Any doubts in this? Are we good?
Quick question on insert.
Yep.
Like if we are inserting bulk records and I don't want to add one column data.
Okay.
How can we
at that time you're inserting a bulk record? I don't want to add my price amount. I'll come and remove this. I'll remove whatever the data I have. I'll remove that.
No, only for one column, one record.
That won't be possible. We can't say one column, I'll add 4 records, one column, for one row, I'll add 5 records. That is not possible. You have to do that individually. For example, got it. Your requirement is this. Now, for this particular column, I don't want what? I don't want to have price amount, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. At that time, we'll go and put manually as null. And then you insert. Oh, database does not exist because we deleted that particular database, a table. Let me create that. And then I'll go and insert. Now, if you come back and see your table, now which particular record you don't want to insert, you put as null because that is an unknown record. That record is not there. So I'll go and put as null.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Are we good?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Sure. We'll continue tomorrow because I have network issues. So that's the reason you might feel some bang in my network part. We'll continue with the SQL tomorrow. But coming back to your course, let me come back. We have, let me log into my KSR. Now, if anyone is new who don't know about our portal, you can go and check KSR Datavision. At that, then you'll be able to come and see this particular LMS portal. Let me log in first, and I'll show you. Okay, as soon as you log into our portal, if you are enrolled any courses, you'll be able to see this particular portal. If not, you have to go with something called as explore courses. And if you come, there is something called as free sessions here. Come down, there is something called as Snowflake with AWS, that particular session. And if you want to see each and everything what we are doing for a particular course in a detailed way, there is 40 minutes video for your roadmap, what we are going to do. You can go and check this. Later, If you're enrolling first time, it will be something called as enroll now, enroll it, and then access that particular course. If you come back, you'll be able to see our information. Let me see. The course content, is it updated? Now, if you come back, we have updated our latest course. What is the content? You can come back and download this particular course content here. As soon as you click, a download will happen, and you can go and see each and every information what we are going detail. Let it download. I'll show you what all things we are going to do. This is the latest course content we are doing, and we are coming up with this. So we have started with first we have started with SQL. We saw introduction to SQL, we saw OLTP, OLAP, we saw database table, and we got started with DDL and DML commands. Next we'll be coming up this, and we'll be seeing constraint and all. Once we finish our SQL, we'll enter completely into advanced concepts. Then we'll see all the info, whatever the things we have given here. We'll build a Netflix database along while practicing all this. We'll solve more than 200 coding question problems on this particular database, Netflix database. Now, once we finish that, then next we'll be starting with Snowflake. Each and every features of Snowflake, from introduction, from basic to advanced, we'll be going and learning each and everything inside our Snowflake. Once we learn, while learning those all the topics, along with that, we'll be implementing our real-time use cases. These are 14 real-time use cases. For sure, we are going to do. Apart from that, there will be a lot more other advanced topics also we'll be doing. If any new features will be coming, I'll be showing that also inside your Snowflake. Once we finish that, along while doing Snowflake, we need to understand certain data warehouse concepts. Each and every data warehouse concepts. What is data modeling? What is data warehouse? How to define, how to create a star schema, Snowflake schema? What is this SCD? How to do all these things we'll be learning along with Snowflake. And then we'll build one end-to-end Apollo healthcare project, which is completely a dynamic framework project, which you can keep in your resume, which will go for 6 to 8 hours. Then as soon as we finish our Snowflake, we'll come up with DBT. We'll do each and everything in DBT, and we'll be implementing 10 plus use cases, real-time use cases in DBT. Then we'll implement one end-to-end project. We'll go for 3 to 4 hours. Then we'll start with Python. Now, these all are the topics which are going to learn with Python, which is required for your data engineers. We'll learn all that. We'll try to solve 150 plus coding questions along with class and assignments. I'll give all the important coding questions for interviews and all. You guys need to go and complete that particular assignment. And if you come, then once you finish our Python, since Airflow is dependent on your Python, we'll build up pipelines on Airflow along with your Snowflake. Then once we finish that, we'll enter a big data where Spark. We'll be building we'll be learning each and everything with respect to Spark on top of your Databricks. We'll code, we'll do everything on top of Databricks, and also Snowpark. Snowpark is where you can write your data frames inside your Snowflake. You'll be learning this parallelly because both the codings are same. 95% syntax is same. Only the 5% how you start the piece of code is different. So we'll learn this parallelly so that we'll cover both Snowpark and Databricks at one go. And then we'll build one end-to-end project on Databricks and Snowpark. Then we'll come up with something called as open table format, that is Delta tables and Apache Iceberg tables. Then comes your AWS fundamentals, where we are going and learning each and important tech stacks in AWS, which you require as a Snowflake data engineer or normal AWS data engineer, where we'll be building a end-to-end data migration project from bank. We'll be making use of banking domain, and then we'll build each and everything, and we move that data from your MySQL or any other database to your Snowflake database. And then we'll see one end-to-end streaming project, how we can stream the data into Snowflake using AWS service like Kinesis. These all are the use cases which you can see inside your project. We can have ADF before our start of Python, and based on your requirement, if anyone wants to go low code, So they need also ADF. We will be able to start it before only, but mainly we'll be concentrating on these features of ADF. These all are the components which we'll be learning inside ADF, and we'll try to build one data migration project to Snowflake using ADF also. We'll be building a lot of pipelines. And once that is done, a Matillion will be there. Mostly Matillion will be given as a recorded sessions because this is one of the extra tool which we're doing. And I will take any complex pipeline is there. I'll be taking few classes on Matillion and I explain, but basic things which you need to understand. Only Matillion will be given as a recorded sessions. But even here, I'll be taking few classes. So okay, you guys can get started and understand. But most of the things to refer because this is one of the extra thing which is widely nowadays getting popular because Matillion is go well with your Snowflake. That's the reason we have come up with this, and we'll be giving this also end to end. Now this is your syllabus. Guys can go and see all this information from our portal. And coming back to other things, if you want to go and access our old recordings, there is something called as class records. Here you'll be seeing all our class recordings. Since our current class is ongoing, it will show as join now. All other recordings, as soon as we finish, it will be uploaded. And what all things we have done, that will be added here. And any information regarding notes and all. For example, we got started with SQL introduction. That information notes we have added here, which you can use for your interview preparation. Now, coming back to one more thing before I take your doubts. Now, this is our old batch. How we will be giving assignments is, if you come back to here, these all are the content we'll be adding. Sorry, not this. This is our previous batch. Just to show. Now, for example, this is a Netflix data engineering project which we are going. We'll be giving assignments like this. Under assignment, you have to go and attempt this particular assignment. The particular document will be given like this. Once you download that particular document, you'll be given all the questions like this. You'll be given data sets, and once we complete our all basics, we'll ask to solve as many as problems as you can. Once you solve, you have to come back and you have to submit your assignment with your solution, and that will be tracking in our portal, and will, based on your assignments, whatever you have done, we'll be giving feedback to improve your any of the issues you are having. Will be helping you with that also. This is a brief introduction about our LMS portal, and we got started with something called as MySQL, DDL, and DML commands. If you have any doubts, please let me know. I'll help you out. Any doubts?
So this ADF, you're touching only basics or any in-depth concepts will be there?
ADF with respect to orchestration, with respect to moving data from on-prem to Snowflake, how you need to work with Snowflake, I'll be touching. I'll be not showing any data flow activities in ADF, because if you're working with Snowflake, data flow activity does not make any flow activity. You are making use of Spark architecture of ADF. That's the extra cost. So people will not go with data flow, but what they will use is to orchestrate Snowflake, whatever written code, they use that for ADF. Will be touching only those.
So what about the Databricks and Databricks also only basic, or it is covered in
whatever PySpark we are learning, each and every PySpark, whatever the delta tables, everything will be learning on top of Databricks, so that you, instead of using any Jupyter notebook or anything, I'll be teaching Databricks, so I'll get a look and feel of each and everything of Databricks, but I'll not take each and every advanced topic. Like now they have come up with a lot of features that I'll be not taking. What you require as a Snowflake data engineer, where you can portray your profile. Along with Snowflake, I have worked on the Databricks few projects also, that I'll be helping you. If you want to have a complete Databricks or Azure related job, we have another course for that. You can reach out to Mahesh for that. Did I answer your question? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, sir, actually last one. So why to choose Snowflake instead of Azure, sir? Because Azure also have the latest market trends with Databricks and ADF. So why to choose Snowflakes?
Okay. See, if you'd have asked this particular question 2 years or 3 years before, I'd have said, okay, go and do Azure data engineering, go and do Snowflake data engineer. Nowadays, you should not run behind Snowflake, Databricks, or anything. Everything depends on 4 fundamentals, that is SQL, Python, Spark, PySpark, or something called as a data warehouse. You have to have this particular knowledge, and you have to learn a multiple skills. Okay, you go and learn Snowflake, you go and have that even Databricks. Now, why we are if you come and ask why Snowflake for me, you have a wide variety of job opportunities with respect to Snowflake. If you go and search, there are openings for Snowflake as well. There is opening for Databricks or Azure as well. But if any job openings, if you see, there will be 4 fundamentals, that is SQL, data warehouse, Python, Spark, and then on top of there will be Snowflake, Airflow. They will ask even AWS, they ask Azure, each and everything they are asking nowadays. So we'll master one thing. You either master Azure, you master AWS, but have that extra skill also. If you want to go with Azure, Databricks is a tool where you have to master. If you want to go with AWS, Snowflake is the tool which you have to master. And if you come and ask with respect to job market, out of 100% inside job market, Snowflake is having around 40 to 45% of opening. Now Azure is having around 35 to 40% of opening. So job openings are more with respect to Snowflake, and Snowflake is work on more with respect to your SQL. Now you are good with SQL, you don't want to go deep dive into a lot of Python, PySpark, you go with SQL, you go with Snowflake. You're okay with PySpark, you have to do a lot of coding and all, go with Azure or Databricks, but fundamental remains same in both the tools. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question?
To train the LLMs, they use only Azure, right? But not in Snowflake.
No, who said? You can train your LML using AWS also. AWS has also services. It depends on the company requirement. Now inside Snowflake also you can create LLM models now. Inside Databricks also you can
The
create LLM
processing
models.
of data sets, Databricks handles smoother than Snowflake's. That's what
No, even Snowflake can handle. See, these all things come into the picture because now earlier why Databricks is popular, it is doing something Spark architecture, and everyone will come and say since Spark architecture is there, processing more. But even Snowflake has better processing power because it has their different type of clusters. Now if you want to handle a huge amount of data, there is a particular warehouse designed for that also. And now recently even Snowflake has announced you can directly run the Spark cluster inside Snowflake, but that is still in a preview state. But it doesn't mean that Snowflake cannot handle a huge amount of data. Based on your requirement, you can handle that also. In Databricks also you can handle huge amount of data. That's the reason Snowflake and Databricks are competitive to each other. Wherever you go, there is something called a Snowflake versus Databricks. But if you come and ask which I should learn, you have to learn both if you want to secure your good future inside your Databricks or data engineering. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Are we good?
Sir, what about the AI? Sir, AI is there in the booming today in the market. So how it will be secure for learning Snowflakes? Will AI replace Snowflake's engineers also?
Okay. I explained this particular with a demo in our first class. At the end, you can
I
go
am
and
not
refer that.
attending the first demo. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. No worries. You can refer that. But to answer your question, no data engineering job, not only in Snowflake, Databricks, Azure, AWS can be replaced by AI. It will help you to write a piece of code. Now see, that's the reason I showed when we started with the class, I showed you how to create a table using ChatGPT. Why? Because each and every tool is integrated with AI. To write a piece of code, you can make use of ChatGPT. So basic stuff and all I showed you with ChatGPT, but it doesn't mean each and everything will be doing ChatGPT. You will be making perfect for coding also, but no tool can be replaced with respect to data engineering by AI. It will help you to improve your productivity. The coding part will be helpful, but to do anything with respect to data, manipulating any data, data engineers are required. You cannot automate that, because if you automate, there are always risk of mishandling of data. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other doubts? Any other doubts?
Thank you.
No doubts?
Question. There are many questions, but not appropriate at this point.
I did not
don't
get
know
your
anything
question.
about. I don't know anything about
Mhm.
the various subjects, so I don't know what to
No
ask.
worries, no worries. That's the reason we'll be learning everything from scratch. Each and everything will be learning. At end of 5 months, if you take a course, I'm telling, if at end of 5 months, we'll be coming and explaining to the students, okay, this is what I have learned, this is what in demand, this is what is high demand, these all things what I can do with respect to this tool, that I can guarantee you that I'll be helping you out that. So no need to worry. There will be few folks will be completely new to data field. They no need to worry, but only they need to follow is 4 fundamentals they need to learn. Again, I'm saying SQL, data warehouse, Python, Spark. If you master this, any tool in data engineering, you can go and work. Okay. Okay, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other doubts, guys? Are we good? Okay. Shall we meet tomorrow? We have 2 more demo classes. And anyone, if who have not joined our WhatsApp group
So
for latest
course name
information,
is Snowflake Data Engineering.
Snowflake Data
Yes.
Engineering.
Is the course name we have to select?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yes.
Explore. There is something called as this Snowflake with data engineering with AWS. This is a course. Okay, I'll zoom it out. August 18th batch. This is free sessions. For paid session, go and connect with Mahesh or our admin team will help you out. Okay, we have 2 more sessions, free sessions. You can come and you can see my way of teaching. If you guys understanding or anything, then you can reach out. We'll help. We are happy to help you.
Sir, how many months course this?
5 months, 5 to 5.5 months. We'll go up to 150 to 180 hours. Each and every topic which I've done, I'll be showing, and we'll be building each and every project. That will be a real-time project. This will be AWS project. This will be a streaming project. This will be a Databricks and Snowpark project. This will be a DBT project, and this will be a Snowflake end-to-end project.
So pipelines all will be done via Snowflakes also.
Yeah, only with respect to Snowflake, we are concentrating, whereas PySpark will build one end-to-end project with respect to Databricks, and I'll show same thing how to do with respect to Snowflake. And one apart from this, we'll be building pipeline on Matillion, we'll be building pipeline on ADF and Airflow. So 80% of the course with respect to AWS and Snowflake, and we are giving that 20% extra so that your profile is highlighted in the current job market. And if you don't have any issues with working other tools, once you master one tool, because everything remains same.
So
Only
that
few
means
things UI and all change. Yeah.
So that means we can apply for ADF as well, Matillion as well. So
Yep,
all the respective tools.
Yep. Can apply each and everything. For example, if you come and see here, let me zoom it out. If you want to show 2 to 3 years of experience with less coding, go only with this, but you cover only less job market, your salary expectation is less. Have a little bit of coding like Airflow, Spark, AWS, your job openings opportunity will increase, salary expectation also increases. But if we add each and everything what we show and show at least 3 to 5 years of experience, we'll be covering 80% of current data engineering job market. Why 20%? Why we not say 100%? Because there are other tools. A lot of tools. There might be GCP tools. There might be with respect to those also openings. Each and everything as a data engineer is not recommended, but at least you have to cover 70 to 80% of the job market. That will be covering with respect to our course. Have you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, fine. We'll meet tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.